Steve, we know the Buffalo Bills have 10 wins. We talk about them a lot. Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
We know the Eagles got 10 wins. We talk about them a lot. Super Bowl contender. The Vikings have 10 wins.
No, they don't.
And nobody talks about them for some reason.
Not a soul.
What is the reason? Hit me with the two words.
Sam Darnold.
There it is.
Sam Darnold is their quarterback, and nobody wants to give Sam Darnold any credit. Everybody keeps talking about, when is the real Sam Darnold going to stand up? Well, he's standing up 10 toes down, baby. He's standing, and he's doing a hell of a job, man. Goodness gracious, doing a hell of a job.
He is. And you know what? I think what we saw in their last game is telling, because it wasn't the greatest performance from start to finish. Crunch time came, made some really big throws. Aaron Jones has a drop, comes back.
Drops,
yeah. The other part that I don't think people are giving enough credit to, and they do in some capacities, but maybe not in this specific one, Kevin O'Connell was 24-9 in one-score games. Like, I know it's a smaller sample size than some of these other guys that have been head coaches in the league for a long time, but that's the third best winning percentage in one-score games in NFL history. Like, he knows how to coach, and he knows how to coach the position of the quarterback. I think the combination of Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold and what's gone on, and I go back to training camp and talking to people, it was Sam Darnold was going to win this job whether J.J. McCarthy got hurt or not. Like, that was how much Kevin liked the way he was throwing the football and liked the way that he was going through camp and the way he was going through their playbook. And when you have the weapons that he has and you're playing the way they're playing on that side of the ball with a defense that can confuse a lot of quarterbacks with the way Brian Flores runs it, is that really the only reason we're not talking about this team? Or is the division possibly another reason why we're not talking about this team? I like that we're doing this because they deserve a lot of credit for what they did, because that was a good Cardinals team.
They deserve a lot of credit. And the Cardinals put up a huge fight. And we expected that the Cardinals, at one point, we thought the Cardinals were going to run away with it. Mm-hmm. It has to do with Sam Darnold. The Minnesota Vikings, people have forgotten whether...
Is it trust?
Yeah, it's trust. People are saying, well, we've never really seen this Sam Darnold. We saw it in college a little bit, but we've never seen this Sam Darnold, so we don't know. He's playing well. He's really commanding. He's not perfect, but I know there are some teams right now that would love to have an effective Sam Darnold the way he's playing compared to what they have going on. And it's remarkable. The defense is playing lights out. They confuse people. But the running game, the way Kevin O'Connell was able to keep Aaron Jones focused in the game, still relying on him, letting him know, hey, down and out. Earlier, we talked about Justin Tucker. Look at Aaron Jones. He had a bad day, but he had the opportunity. You keep going to the well. You keep going back. Look, you ever heard you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink?
Yeah. I have heard that, Steve.
You've heard that. But guess what, though? If you put some salt in his mouth, you make him hell of a thirsty. And so he's going to have to go back. And that's what I think they did with Aaron Jones is, yes, he dropped some uncharacteristic passes. But at the end of the day, he never really doubted himself. And you see Aaron Jones and Kevin O'Connell embracing. That right there summarizes how those players feel about their head coach, who's a coach that listens, who adapts. He makes adjustments in practice, in games. He has an open door policy, and he applies that open door policy in the game as well, and he has the back of his players.
Yeah, and I think you and I have talked about this before. I've talked to enough people. It stands out to players the way that he allows them to have input, like you mentioned during the week. What works for you? What did we do as an offense to talk to the safeties? What did we do with an offense that didn't confuse you? What didn't work? Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys didn't do it's a great dialogue that he's created, and I think it has created that trust. You mentioned with Aaron Jones. Back to Sam Darnold, they had 100 yards of offense into the third quarter. Like, it was not working.
Yeah, it was a struggle.
And what did they do? They stuck with Sam Darnold, the way Kevin coaches. He catches fire in the fourth quarter. They score, 17 points in 16 minutes. And you saw Sam Darnold play really well. You saw him move really well. And and the way KOC coaches this, and this is what I'm told, as long as Sam Darnold stays on time within the play, this can work, and this can keep working, and this can be a dangerous team. into the postseason for all the reasons that we said. We've talked about them a few times for some reason. I don't know why they're not getting talked about enough, but this is a 10-win Viking team that a lot of people heading into the year were going, is this another team that's going to have a bridge quarterback and a so-so season, Steve, and we're going to eventually see J.J. McCarthy in the second half of the year? No. This is Sam Darnold's team right now, and they're playing really, really good football.
Yeah, they are. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the offseason, despite what happens through the outcome. Is this Sam Darnold's team, or do you give it back to J.J. McCarthy? And I'm not sure, Sam Darnold's going to sit here and say, sure, you can have it back. I think he believes that he's earned an opportunity to solidify the starting job, not because of injury, because of his performance and what he's doing currently today.
Yeah, and it's a good group. Like, before we finish on these guys, Steve, I'm curious what you think about the group he works with the tight end that's now healthy, with Addison. Is he one of the better twos around?
Addison?
Yeah. What's going on? James Palmer here, and let's get real for a second. You see the underdog graphics flying in and out of the show 89 with Steve Smith and myself. Well, you're probably wondering, what are these? Well, what they are is it gives you an opportunity to participate, to start playing. You can use the promo code UD89. You can scan the QR code and you can start playing instantly. Dive right in and you can win $1,000 bonus cash like that. You just got to pick higher or lower. So remember, scan that QR code. Use that promo code UD89. What we do here at 89, we give you analysis, we give you breakdowns, we give you the news. We love that you're here. We love that you're watching us and hanging out with us. But now, when you do this, you get an opportunity to find out if we actually know what we're talking about.
Addison?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it. He's still trying to figure out the game. Right. And last year, he didn't have Justin Jefferson for a few games. So that really propelled him into the starting role in learning how to play wide receiver in the National Football League. And now with Justin Jefferson, he has all these little tricks of the trade by watching JJ, but then also having that in-game experience to say, hey, last year when I was double teamed, or last year when I had to run through coverages, I did this and this was a mistake. I did this and that was excellent. Now all of a sudden it's deja vu. Hey, I have now things to go back to. So now he has the experience and he has the knowledge. A lot of times with young guys, they have the knowledge of how to play the game, but they don't have the in-game experience. He has both now, and so now he can take his game and it elevates him. And now he's also going against the second best corner, the third best corner in the nickel in the slot. And so he has that experience, and all of a sudden, that's why he's able to explode and make those plays that the Minnesota Vikings know he's capable of. But the opposing defense coordinator doesn't see it coming because he's too preoccupied trying to figure out how do we slow down, how do we knock out Justin Jefferson, how do we get him
100%.
out of the game plan? And all of a sudden, Addison goes, hey, don't forget about me.